how do we get the life we want? I want to cover steps to become completely financially independent, and not just for a short period of time, but as building blocks to your life as a strong and independent and financially stable woman. This isn't going to be get rich quick. These things are all over the internet, and although some things are possible to increase your income, it really isn't about finding a certain trick. It's about a mentality that is unfortunately not taught to us or to anybody unless you already come from a family or a situation that have experienced this. And I am not one of those people, because when I first started life, basically, I immigrated from Russia to the USA, and as I've mentioned in other videos, all I knew is how to study to get a job. And I was trying to go to become a doctor. But as far as that's all I knew, and I didn't have any other foreseeable future on how can I really attain the things I want? How can I buy nice things? How can I help my family? How can I fly around the world? And it often happens not because of one solid career, but because of all the steps that it takes to get to that point. And the sooner you start, your wealth and your income will grow. It's the expression of money making you more money. It's not a myth. It's not something that is only available to the top 2%. It really is out there. And the number one thing, I'm going to give 4 steps in this video. So the first thing is to think like an investor all the time. So what does that mean? That means you actually have to start investing your money. That is the only way that it's going to start to grow. Money is not going to grow if you spend it, if you just sit on it in your bank account. Even if you think the rates are good in the bank, they're not. There's also inflation. So essentially just keeping money there, all of your money isn't really helping you out. So you want to start investing it into assets that are going to grow. So some examples are the best and easiest one for beginners and for anyone really that you should continue to do in your whole life, and I can make more videos about this, is the stock market. Another idea is real estate, then a business, right? There's many different ways, but one of the most stable ones is the stock market, especially into certain stocks. I don't want to get too technical in this video, but I can make more videos about this, about what specific stocks have worked and give the best return with the lowest risk. It's not trading, so it's not something that you are putting in all your money and trying to take it out as soon as possible. There's capital gains, first off, and second off, that's not really investing. That's another form of gambling and hoping for the best. But I mean long term, meaning you invest that money and you are ready to not see it for a very long time, because that money is solely for the investment, for it to grow, for it to multiply without you actually having to do something like working or trading your time, things like that. The second step is to begin to have a savings fund and an emergency fund. This will severely decrease your stress. Now, this is not money that you go and you use for shopping or a vacation. It's money you're saving for maybe something better in the future. Maybe you want to invest more later on. Maybe you want to buy a property. Maybe you want to do something that is beneficial to you. And on top of that, separately, it's the emergency fund. This is a fund that, let's say your tire pops, you need to get some health insurance or something, or some financial expense came up that you were not expecting. A lot of these things really stress people out because they're not prepared. You don't want something so small, something so regular in life, like car troubles or health, unforeseen health things, right? Or family emergencies. You don't want, that's very common to happen. Hopefully it doesn't often, right? But we all know somebody, or it has happened to us, where we just need a big chunk of money. And we don't want that to ruin our day, our week, our month, or even our year, because a lot of people get super stressed over these financial burdens that if you have the right mindset of investing and saving, should just be a walk in the park, and you should be able to buy something or replace something and not drive a car that's unsafe, right? Or just do something that relieves your stress. Now, a lot of people live paycheck to paycheck, and that's mainly because they were not taught these strategies. You don't have to put your entire paycheck into savings or into investing, right? But it is these bills we can look at. You always pay your phone bill, you always pay your rent, otherwise you can't use a phone and you can't live in a place. But when it comes to investing or saving, it's almost like it's put on the back burner and nobody really cares about it or thinks about it. It's like, oh, maybe I heard that it's good, I'll do it sometime in the future. But unfortunately, that's not the way to go about things. You have to start doing it as soon as possible and start allocating a percentage of your paycheck to those things every single month, as if it is already an expense that needs to be spent. It's not optional, it is mandatory. That's the only way to go about it. So how do we do this, right? So next two steps, and that is increasing your current income. This is step number 3. No matter where you work, it is always good to obviously increase your income for a variety of reasons, because now you can budget a higher percentage both to your savings and emergency fund, as well as your investment fund that you want to put money into stocks. But on top of that, it gives you kind of more opportunity to save, to invest, and also put things into number 4, which I'm going to talk about. And that is something that also makes you money, but maybe it's easier money or more free money. And that is a business. Of course, not many of them have low starting expenses. If you are consulting or doing one-on-one coaching, that is very low expense, and that's great to do a side income. But if you want to start a business that needs maybe more money to start, maybe a products-based business, or you need to build a website or invest into certain things to maybe promote your services or sell your services, then of course that's a little bit of a higher investment and you need money to do that. You don't want to be doing it super stressed and taking it out of your rent or out of your investment. But it's really good to have this money that you can put into this business that can eventually grow and give you a better life. Maybe that even becomes your primary business and you don't have to work at the job you do anymore. But either way, these 4 steps, so let's go over them again. Start investing immediately as a mandatory part of your paycheck. Always have the investor mindset. That's the only way it's going to grow your income. The second thing is to have a savings and an emergency fund account, so you're not stressed ever of when life happens. The third thing to do is to increase your current income so you can actually start investing into those things. And the fourth one is to start a business that will make you income on the side that will add to the entire thing. And these steps are not talked about. No one taught me these things ever. Like I said, I just knew about university and trading my time for income, whatever that may be, getting raises, etc., etc. But I didn't know that there is other ways to do things. And now that I do, it's just my mindset on life is completely different. I can essentially do anything I want, and I feel free, obviously, right? You don't have to live by somebody else's status quo. And we all want to be financially independent as women and as men. So I'm going to be making more videos about finance and stocks. If you want, comment down some ideas that you want and business things, because I really think, they completely transformed my life, and I know that they will do the same for others as well. And it's topics I really enjoy talking about. So subscribe to the channel and leave a comment about that below, and I'll see you in the next video.